So every year, Saturn gets retrograde for 5 months, and this year it's going to get retrograde from 27th of July till 11th of December. Now, there is a very great story about Saturn getting retrograde, which I even shared earlier last time when it got retrograde. But for all the new viewers who want to know what happens when Saturn gets retrograde and why it get retrograde at the first place, or why planets got retrograde at the first place, because retrograde, when we look from the Earth, it's an optical illusion that, okay, you know what, they are going backwards, but that's not how it works. It is because of the movement of the Earth and the planet. It looks like retrograde. So here I will show you in ancient age, cosmic age, that time devas and asuras churned the ocean of milk called Samudra Manthan to obtain Amrita, that is the nectar of immortality. As they churned with Mount Mandara and Vasuki, Vasuki is that snake that you see in the neck of Lord Shiva. As a rope, a dreadful poison named Halahala rose from the depth, so potent that even a drop could destroy the complete three worlds, that is three loka. Panic spread among the devas and the asuras. None could contain the venom. The skies darkened, and that time itself held its breath. All eyes turned towards one person, and that is Mahadev, Lord Shiva. Because Lord Shiva was the one who actually controlled time and karma. That's why everyone went to Lord Shiva that what do we do now? How do we get rid of it? With infinite compassion, Lord Shiva drank the halahala to protect the universe. But the poison was too deadly. His throat turned blue, earning him the name Neelakantha. That's why if you see Lord Shiva's image, he will have a neck that is red. Yet this toxicity began to radiate out. Even Lord Shiva's divine body trembled with its heat. It was the poison that could destroy three worlds. So just imagine Lord Shiva, consuming that poison. At that moment, Shani, son of Surya and a devotee of Mahadev, stepped forward. Every planet stepped forward. This is Shani's story. Shani is known for his detachment, discipline, and karma phal. That means giving the karma based on your deeds. Seeing Shiva suffer, Shani offered a unique penance. O Mahadev, Lord of all motion and stillness, I will reverse my course through the skies. Let my retrograde motion draw the karmic heat of this poison away from you and into this world. Let me carry this burden. Lord Shiva opened his eyes, seeing his humility in Shani's act. Retrograde motion was not actually natural for any planets. It is a time that, when it comes to retrograde motion, it was actually only so that it was a form of a tapasya, an act of a cosmic sacrifice, that okay, let's go back, let's take things back, let's try to take this pain back. From that day, whenever Saturn retrograde, it is said that he's pulling back the karmic debts, the karmic tides, absorbing the toxic karma from the universe and helping humans reflect and correct. It is where it actually shows you the mirror that, listen, you have been doing this wrong, and this is how you need to move forward now. The poison was not, symbolized that, it will make you die and whatnot. It is mostly related to negativity, greed, pride, and ignorance. That was the poison that Lord Shiva actually consumed. Now, retrograde Saturn always reminds us of deep karmic responsibility, introspect, withdrawal of ego, as well as take ownership in our doings. Thus, Saturn did not just become retrograde in motion, he became retrograde in service, moving against the tide of time to balance dharma, karma, and cosmic order. Now, Shani's retrograde effects, whenever it happens, reflects a pause to absorb collective karma, just as he absorbed the heat of Halahala. Obviously, if Halahala would have even the fumes or the anything would have touched Shani, he would have not been there. That's how, because after that Amrit came. Okay, so before that, there was no Amrit. Before that, there was no immortality. After that, Amrit came. Lord Shiva, Neelakantha, reminds us that great power is in holding, suffering without reacting, a trait of Saturn. So you have to be patient about everything. And that's where, you need to start containing things. Now, if you see this very great example of Neelakantha, or if of poison by Lord Shiva, he took it poison and he did not let it go inside his body. He kept it in his throat. That's why it's called Neelakantha. So where to keep a problem is very important. So this is a very big learning. So problems will come every day, every minute. Who has, even the richest person of this world also has thousands of problems. Problem will come. But the point is that where to hold that problem, how important is this problem, where can it be put? That's why here retrograde is equal to reevaluation, responsibility, and redemption. If you look at it retrograde in this way, then you are absolutely going to be game for this kind of a motion of Saturn. Now today we will discuss all the 12 signs, and we will see that who and where Saturn is, and what the aspects of Saturn are doing, and how our retrograde motion can affect us. So let's start with Aries. We will see that Saturn is in the sign of Pisces right now, as we know. And in Pisces, in Revati nakshatra, he is going to go retrograde. There is a separate nakshatra video I'm going to be making, because this is just a video of Saturn in the sign, because it's a very big, vast results. It will give you results according to the sign also. It will give results according to the nakshatra also. Now here, when it comes to the 12th house is the house of our spending, where we spend our money, where we invest our money, where we invest our time as well, where about our foreign countries, about our, about travel, about spirituality. Now this is a time, if you see Saturn is aspecting your second, your what do you call, second, your sixth, and your 10th house. These are the three. I think I just did a mistake by putting Saturn aspecting here, but it is 10th house, ninth house. Now here, when it comes to any of the spiritual practices that you were doing in your past, either it is related to yoga, meditation, anything spiritual that you were thinking, or you were trying to get into a zone because of your daily work and routine, you're not able to actually execute it. This period becomes the period where you should start executing any of the any of the events that you're trying to do. So when it comes to spirituality, it is time to reconsider. Now here, sometimes we must have ignored our health, we must have ignored some advice of a doctor, we must have ignored something to do with even some lawyers or legal things we have been sitting on. It may resurface now, and you will have an opportunity between 27th of July till 11th of December to actually clear it off, clear that debt, remove that debt from your life, and try to solve this problem. Because Saturn become direct, then there is no possibility. This is the time of penance, this is the time of tapasya, this is the time of actually taking things in your hands, in your control, and trying to make sure that, if there is any problem, we need to solve it. If there is any problem, we need to solve it, immediately solve it. Either it is health, either it is hospitals, either it is surgery, either it is travel that we were been ignoring, that okay, I want to go and meet my mom and dad in India, I want to go and meet my mom and dad at this place, that place, I will go next year, next month. We have been ignoring. Later it's going to be too late, so it's go and meet. In fact, a lot of times that old karmic debts, old expenses that has happened, and sometimes expenses that were not in our favor has happened, will also come on surface, and you will get the truth out of it, that why and how it happened and how it affected you. On the other hand, those people who may be having continuous visa delays, immigration delays, they may repeat, as in there is possibility that you may apply again and again, but it may not work in your favor now. There is some correction that you need to do, so you have to do correction. And after the correction, when when Saturn becomes very direct and very okay, that is the time to again reinvest, so that you start reversing all your problems. And then when it comes to 12th house, it is also the sleep pattern of a person. It is the we can say, it is also the feet, the legs of a person, when it comes to the body parts and health area. So here, sleep pattern can get disturbed now when Saturn is retrograde, because now you will be overthinking, you will be thinking absolutely, what do I need to do, how do I need to control things, how do I need to make my ends meet. So you are going to be in a lot of thought process, because this is the house of subconscious mind. That's why here, mostly sleep disorders come when Saturn is in retrograde motion. So for that, proper meditation is required before sleeping. Either some workout, either some meditation is required, so that you get peaceful sleep. Also, if you before sleeping, if you are from the Hindu tradition, you can do some shani mantra. Nilanjamam samabhasam raviputram yamagrajam chaya martanda sambhutam tam namame shanishwaram. Like, just to please him by saying that, okay, I acknowledge your presence, and I always fear that if my karmas are bad, you will come after me. So that's kind of penance that you need to show here. Saturn is also putting the third aspect on your second house. That means here you have to also rethink about your financial investments and discipline. You need to make sure that when it comes to your speech, you are speaking something that is karmically not impacting other people. This is the time for food habits to be eating sattvic food, that is going to give you long term benefits rather than short term trouble. And also, you have to see family responsibilities wise, are you taking proper effort in your family, or if you have been ignoring them, if you have been trying to put them separates on the side? This is the nature of Saturn during the retrograde motion. There is another aspect of Saturn on the sixth house. This is where you will see that those people who are in unsolved legal disputes, or somewhere some enemies are trying to trouble you, you are not giving any closure, you are creating any legal dispute for with another party. This is the time of closure, this is the time of moving forward. When Saturn goes retrograde, everything becomes very fast, huh? Saturn is retrograde, that means your life becomes very fast. It does not mean your life becomes slow and backward. No, your life becomes fast. You will get opportunities to really make things happen related to your legal, or even in workplace, if there has been places where you have done a lot of effort and you have not got recognition, etc. This is the time that Saturn in retrograde motions will bring all your efforts to surface, so that people can recognize you, so that when Saturn comes, it actually promises that your karma that you have done is now being acknowledged or now being rewarded. Also, the seventh aspect of Saturn is on the sixth house. Now here, another thing is that enemies from the past can come. Like sometimes someone who is giving trouble in the past, they may surface, they may resurface, they may try to trigger you. So this is the time of your intelligence to not give advantage to the enemy, so that they can, because their Saturn is also retrograde, so they may also go towards past things. So we want to be very very careful that, very importantly, ethical behavior is required. We don't want to get into revenge mode, but we will not go into injustice mode. If there is justice required, it has to happen. The 10th aspect of Saturn is on the ninth house of higher education and learning. Now, here, sometimes a past guru, a father figure, or a moral conflict will also resurface. So, past guru will come to again give you some guidance. Father and your conflict, which has been going for a very long time, or if there is no conflict, there is possibility of getting, like, if there is conflict, obviously it will become okay, but if there is no conflict, then there is a possibility of some kind of, more, um, we can say, more power, or more, uh, what do you say, more clarity between you and your mentors, teachers, father, whatever it is. In fact, there is also possibility that if you're working in a foreign place, if you are in a foreign country, because the aspect is on the ninth house, which is also foreign, the placement is in the 12th house, which is also foreign. So in such cases, those who are studying in a foreign country may also revisit that, am I doing the right course? Is this okay, really going to help me? Am I in the right kind of, what you say, right kind of environment here? Do I need to change something? That's how you will see that things are going to be, revisited. When it comes to travel, you have to be very careful about travel. When Saturn is retrograde, and Mercury also generally keeps getting retrograde here and there, at that point of time, travel can be disrupted, or sometimes delays can be very long. So you need to be very prepared. Make sure that you are taking all the kind of tickets, etc., which are long term, which are reschedulable, so that you do not lose some money. Overall, it is an excellent time to end a bad habit, because Saturn will go backward. So it will say that, okay, whatever you want to really renew in your life, renew your health, renew your wealth, renew your wisdom, everything. I'm not going to cause any delays for anything. So you have to, renew your bad habit, like go away from it, addictions, and even excess baggage of emotional drama. You have to completely revisit all these things, and you will be in very very great powerful position. Okay, I'm going to be making another video of Saturn getting retrograde in Pisces, but in the nakshatra of Revati. So do make sure that you subscribe, otherwise you'll miss it. And obviously you should subscribe. I am doing it for free for you, so at least acknowledge that much. Okay, thank you. I have to reach 100,000. Uske baad na, it's okay. Then I will not even say once that subscribe. But that 100,000 looks very nice, man, on your channel. Chalo, thank you. Yes, every Taurus ascendant, Saturn is a yoga karaka for you, which is one of the most amazing planets. And now it has become retrograde in the 11th house. 11th house is a very important house. It is the house that is related to your, your social circle, your environment around you, your friends, your mentors, and whatnot. And Saturn is aspect on your first house, your fifth house, and your eighth house. Very good. You must have seen that during this period, your longevity, or somewhere where it is more related to your we can say, Longevity is one thing, but it can also be related to your health must have become very much better. You must have started doing a lot of, taking a lot of care of your health. That's good. Anyways, now a retrograde motion of Saturn, I've explained in the beginning of the video that why it happens and what happens and in what cases it is. It is a time of revisiting your karmas. Sometimes, when we are going out of the house, we lock the door, we go out, and then we're sitting in the car and we say, "Oh my God, did I lock my house or no?" So you are now in speculation. You want to go back and check, but you are getting late. But wise are the people who go back and check because they are safe. Exactly, this is that situation that where Saturn is going retrograde. So you have done a karma, you are doing karmas, but are you now revisiting that? Am I in the right space? Is it going to create some challenges for me or whatnot? So this is the time that, because it is the 11th house of your social circle and you have been feeling much isolated for a very long time, this is where old friends or associates from your karmic circle will re-enter your life. There is possibility that you may actually have a, at this point, if they come, it's going to be a very long term powerful relationship between you guys. Obviously, those people who are having a lot of delay in fulfilling large goals or group projects, they will also see some ease down here, especially because when Saturn is retrograde, it does not mean it makes things slow. It means that it does not grab you. What is the meaning of graha? Graha means something that grabs you. So Saturn is that kind of a graha which grabs you and says, when it is retrograde, it leaves you. It says, okay, I'm going away. Don't worry. Do whatever you want to do. But here is where you need to be taking very right actions, something to do for your community, something to do a large scale. Or if you're in a very big MNC kind of an organization, then you have to look at a very larger picture at this point of time and make things happen. Because if you don't make things happen in retrograde motion, Saturn is also yoga karka and the ruler of the ninth and the 10th house, so it can also delay, or sometimes it can make your income very stagnant if you're not putting too much of effort in fulfilling the bigger goals that you want to achieve. So it is a time to not wait for anything. The delay is gone. Now it is time of more action, more karma, more revising, more revisiting, and saying that, okay, you know what, i I got involved into this organization, but I never gave any input here. I should go back and give my input. I should start working for them. My company is, I'm always trying to hide that I don't want this work, but now I want to go and ask for work. That's the kind of nature that it has during this period. Because Saturn is retrograde, sometimes old friends who have gone away from your life may re-enter, and a big karmic cycle can start. That sometimes some misunderstanding can end and good things can come to you. Now, third aspect of Saturn is on the first house, where your self-esteem, your body image, your everything is feeling restricted, right? From a very long time, you're not able to express yourself in a very, very nice way. That is the nature of Saturn in a direct motion. But when it is retrograde, it is going to give you freedom, that express yourself, try to be yourself, try to be the real version of what you are. That's what Saturn says here. On top of that, Saturn is also saying that because it is a place where you will be able to really make a difference in your health, in your lifestyle, in your discipline. So now this is the time to restructure your identity with a lot of maturity, a lot of responsibility. It's all the fun and everything is done now. Now you have to go forward. All the drinks, all the alcohol, all the drugs, all the excessive food that we eat is all done. Now we have to focus on our health and our longevity, right? So this is the time that Saturn says that time to restructure your identity. That, okay, people would say that, my God, you were the person who used to come and drink this whole bottle of whiskey and whatnot, and today you're saying, no, I'm good with water. That's the kind of nature Saturn is showing, that you need to completely transform yourself in your personality. It can be anything. It can be your attitude, it can be yourself, it can be your personality, it can be your behavior towards other. You have to start becoming more humble, more giving. And it is also putting a seventh aspect on the fifth house. Those people who have lost a little bit of money in stock and share market, you will see that, because here there is, it's a house of speculative gains, and Saturn restricts, and Saturn try to put you into discipline, that don't show greed, I am going to screw you. Don't show greed, I am going to take everything from you. This is the time Saturn gives you that ease, that, okay, listen, shanti, relax, now take a little bit of risk, now invest with a little bit of more uh, you know more stability, we can say, more knowledge, more learning, more research, because Saturn is 10th aspect is on the 8th house. If you don't do research, you are not going to make very great money. If you don't do research, so stock market, share market people needs to do this. Even in education area, those who have been starting something but not able to complete, finish their PhD, their paper, their thesis, their exams, professional exams, it's time to take all those professional exams, because it is going to be in your favor and absolute great favor. You may see that, because fifth house is also romance. While Saturn is not related to romance, obviously it is related to the ethics in romance. But when it comes to the ascendant Lord Venus, Venus is related to romance. Now, here, Saturn putting an aspect on your fifth house will also say that past mistakes may come on surface and you may want to solve them, and this is the period that your other partners, Saturn is also retrograde, so they may be also in the period to actually accept it back, that okay, I also accept that there was a problem, so now let's solve the problem. So here it will come, these issues will return, and these issues need to be solved, so that when Saturn is direct, everything becomes very smooth and long lasting. That's what we need. Those who have been trying for progeny, especially childbirth, then this becomes a very exclusive, awesome time for you for childbirth, because here there is great possibility that past IVFs which has failed, past trying which has failed, is now going to give you one of the best, powerful and positive, results. So Saturn retrograde is a blessing in that area. those who were those who were in educational stuff, and because of the direct motion of Saturn, you may be feeling very stuck in education and no creativity, no education. Those who have done new startups must be feeling that nothing more is working. Now this is the time to actually look at your phone book, look at all the contacts, look at your emails, and try to contact people, because everyone is resurfacing. Everyone in this world will be going through a pattern where they are supposed to reinvent things. Maybe 6 months ago your contract or your creative idea was dismissed, but now maybe they will say, oh, exactly, this is what we are looking at, this need of an hour. So that's the nature of this place. So please go full all in. You will also see that 10th aspect of Saturn goes on the 8th house, which is meaning that those people who have long buried secrets, those people who have been very vulnerable for a very long period of time, not able to express themselves, their emotions from their inside heart, this is going to come out. You will also see that you may visit old traumas. There may be trauma that may come on surface again. There may be same situations in your life, and you may overcome it, because when you see that life is not the same every day, every moment, you will say, oh, I was making a mistake thinking that it is going to be this way or that way. So you try to take more responsibility. You become more, we can say, actually its intuition goes very high, so you are able to even um, i- make actually your intuition becomes so high that you're not able to get into any kind of vulnerable or miserable conditions. Before it happens, you will get to know, so that you can control it. When Saturn is putting an aspect in a direct manner, there you become little bit of lazy, but here you are very active, because you want to transform things. It is also the period where, because it is sitting in the 11th house and looking at the 8th house with the 10th aspect, it's going to transform a very big friend circle for you. So some hidden people with hidden, what you say, hidden agendas are going to go away from your life. So this is good news for you, because it is also the 8th house, and Saturn is related to ethics. If there is unethical practices that you have done in taxation, in any kind of inheritance related stuff or court case, etc., where you have cheated, then this is the time that may go away from your life. There may be possibility of some kind of other problems that come to you. It may go away. If it's rightfully yours, then you will actually start enjoying it. That's how beauty of the Saturn is during this period. So because see, if you see here on an overall level, your network generally is in a lot of scrutiny, because that is where a lot of changes are going to come, and all the superficial bonds are going to go away from your life. That is the number one thing, and it's ideal time to work with older or wiser friends and mentors who have guided you for a very long time, and because of your ego or because of your negligence, if they are not in your life right now, invite them, bring them here. you know a loss of gain is also gain of time and clarity. That's exactly what you need to put it in your mind here at this point of time. All the very best. Have a great, beautiful time. This is just Saturn retrograde in Pisces, and that's the sign that I'm talking about. I'm going to be making another video where Saturn retrogrades in Pisces, but in Revati nakshatra. So you have to subscribe. If you don't, I am not going to the next sign. So now, do it now. It is free, man. I don't understand. You just click a button and support someone who is doing all this, and you have watched this also, so you have taken that energy also. So give it back, man. It is just for, anyways. All the best. My team tells me that, sir, you're doing no one this only this many subscriber came, that many came. I'm like, okay, don't worry, they will come. I want to reach 100,000 before August. No, not August, before September. So you have to help. Thank you. For all the Gemini ascendant people, we will see that Saturn is in the 10th house here, and 10th house is the house that is related to your career, your occupation, your profession, your power in the career. And this is where Saturn, wherever Saturn sits, it will slow down things. It will not give you immediately everything. But when it retrogrades, it has no control. The motion is not in your favor. The motion is not in his favor. The motion is in your favor, because now you see that this is the problem that is going away from me. That's how it's exactly retrograde motion. Now, based, you know because Saturn is a karmic oriented planet. So whenever Saturn comes in any mahadasha, antardasha, pratya, antardasha, it will give you the results of the karma only. It will not give you results of anything else. And this is where Saturn actually makes a very big difference in your life. As soon as Saturn comes here, you will see that responsibilities from the past will return. There is possibility that your bosses, teachers, etc., maybe from the past, can come back to your life, and that's going to be a very benchmark period for you. You are going to make or achieve some very great benchmarks at this point, set very good benchmarks, and you're going to actually progress in this time. Because if you understand Saturn's role here, Saturn is the bhagya lord, the lord of your destiny, and since it is in the 10th house, it's going to be taking forward your destiny through your karma. Only thing is that you need to revisit all the places where you were were very negligent, very you ignored few of the karmas that you need to finish. So this is the place that professionally sometimes you may be asked to redo a task, or re-earn your reputation, or revisit a team and try to make them, you said that when you were in this team you made this so powerful, now again go back and make it powerful. So it's a testing period for your profession. This is also the period that not only profession but power wise also, sometimes Saturn in retrograde motion is so powerful that in the past, if someone ignored your power, ignored your position, ignored the real ethically something that was supposed to come to you, it will come to you in a very beautiful manner. And I'm just saying that I'm making this video with Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Now, Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, but in Revati nakshatra, and go to the previous nakshatra as well. So I'm going to make that video also, which will give you more clarity about the the environment, the emotions of this movement. So do subscribe, huh? You will miss it otherwise. You know, legality. Saturn is putting third aspect of the 12th house. 12th house is the house of your isolation. Now, here you will see that when it comes to if you see overall in the past few months, if you see that anything to do with international, anything to do with partnerships in foreign country, any communication in foreign country might not have been giving you that kind of a result. You may not be getting completely, it will be stalled at this point of time. But as soon as Saturn becomes uh, uh, retrograde, everything starts back coming back, like everything starts coming back in motion. So there may be possibility of lot of talks in foreign countries, lot of contracts in foreign countries, lot of commitment in foreign countries, or even international partnerships, international deals. Very great time. And it will be a little bit of, because 12th house is hidden house, so it may be wise for you to not make a lot of noise about that what you are doing. You need to be try to be as calm down as you can be. Because if you see here, if there is any legal element of the foreign country that needs to be concluded, if there is anything related to, we can say, some visa or some documentation of a foreign country, that kind of opportunity may return where you may be able to solve that for sure. Then it is a possibility where, if in the hospitals or in the isolated environment, like we can even say that if health wise, if we were not doing very good, even we went to foreign country and our anxiety, health, etc., became very bad in the past, now it is going to become much more better for you. Because in isolation, when Saturn is retrograde, then you don't feel isolated, then you start connecting to people, start meeting people. You will also see that this is a time of great charity work, donations. So you should completely involve yourself in doing this. This is going to be very, very strong for you. You will also see that during this period, the seventh aspect of Saturn is on the fourth house. right? So there are three aspects. It's on the fourth house. Now fourth house is the house that is related to real estate, maternal responsibilities, all these areas also reawaken. It is going to be seeing that, oh my god, real estate wise, if we were doing some kind of negligence, we were delaying something or something that is very old in our house, we do not want to renovate it, this is the time to actually revisit, renovate. Otherwise, when Saturn becomes direct, then it can give you some kind of, maybe, problems related to, what do you say, problems related to restoring it or something like that. So it's better to restore old things at this point of time. And when it comes to responsibilities related to your home, especially your maternal side, your mother and whatnot, this is a time that Saturn gives you another chance to go and solve the problems here. In fact, anything like vehicles, your land, emotional stability will be under slow reconstruction. So it will reconstruct itself. So it's going to be positive only for you, not negative. In fact, those who have been trying to close a very big real estate deal, those who have been having a lot of delays in getting their real estate sorted for them, like getting their um, possessions, that's also very, very great here. Saturn is putting the 10th aspect on the 7th house, and this is the most important aspect. And this is where exactly karma with your spouse, your business partner will resurface and resurface for a stronger bond, not for breaking up. Saturn's retrograde motion actually gives you the level. You have to understand your retrograde Saturn is there, their retrograde Saturn is also there. So it may be affecting in a different mental state for them, it may be affecting in a different mental state for you. And for here, you will see that sometimes Saturn will highlight very unequal partnerships, that you cannot be dominant anymore, this is unequal, we need to completely get into some kind of reconciliation. Separation is not here required, because when Saturn puts an aspect here on the seventh house, with the 10th aspect, there can be possibility of separation, because you become too judgmental about everything. From the past, if you see 1 year, you must have become too judgmental, that this is also should be in my way, this is also should be in my way. So somehow that is where reconciliation comes, and you actually work with for long term associations. It is very good for people who have been going to and fro related to marriage. Oh, I will do marriage, I will not do marriage, or this is coming, this is not coming. So this is a time where you will actually reevaluate, and you will be able to do very nice, what you say, very constructive area in your marriage also begins, new partnerships also begin. So very, very good. Work becomes more about long term impact than short term gains. And because Saturn is in the 10th house, and it is putting 10th from the 10th, that is on the 7th house, an aspect, you will see that responsibility will feel very heavy at this point of time, because your public image is what Saturn is looking, and it is redrawing so that you can actually build the way you want. So this period is when responsibilities will feel heavy, but on the same side, your foundations are going to be so strong that no one in the future can come and actually bring it down. Health of the elders in the family needs a little bit of, what you say, a little bit of, um, more, you have to be more, what you say, vigilant, or more focused on that area, because sometimes, because Saturn is putting the aspect on the 12th house, it may give you some retrograde aspect, it can give you some sudden expenses related to health for the family members. And Saturn is related to old, to someone who is old. Even old washing machine can go bad, and you'll have to get a new one. And just giving an example, old fridge, Saturn is connected to fridge, everything cold is Saturn. Maybe you're changing a fridge at this point of time. So I'm just giving you example that these are kind of things that happen. And it is a time to absolutely restructure your career and public goals, because this time, whatever you decide, Saturn is going to give you, say, take. I want to see what you do, I want to see what, it's just like a teacher going back and standing, okay, now do. I taught you, right, how to do a karma, how to do this rope jumping, do it now, I will see. And then if there is any mistake, Saturn will try to, when it is coming direct, now it is going back and looking at you, then it's coming direct, it will say, okay, this was the mistake and you need to solve it like this. So it's a guiding force. You do, everyone is scared of Saturn, don't be scared of Saturn. Okay, all the very best. Have a great time. This is Saturn retrograde in Pisces, only for the sign, and I'm going to do nakshatra as well, which is very, very extremely detailed and more important than this. This is also important, but that is more detailed, more important. So do subscribe so that you do not miss it. And all the very best. Lovely, lovely time for all the people, especially for Sari Sati and Dhaiya people. You are so sorted at this point of time. All the very best. Have a great time. Karka, we will see that Saturn is right now present in the ninth house for you. So it has been here from 29th of March 2025 till 2nd of June 2027. And when it comes to Cancer here in the ninth house, this is where Saturn was moving direct, but every year Saturn gets retrograde for 5 months. And this is where Saturn is retrograde now from 27th of July till 11th of December. While everyone considers retrograde to be a very bad period, but that is not how it works. Retrograde is a period of reinventing ourselves. It's not a period of bad things. Now, when it comes to the ninth house, Saturn has been trying to govern about your belief system, about, we can say, your higher education. The area of focus is more of spiritual, more of higher learning, more of higher knowledge. And sometimes because of the movement of Saturn, and because when Saturn is very direct, you do not actually get the privilege or get the advantage of getting everything at one go. Your destiny becomes a little bit of slow. It says that no, more hard work, more penance, more hard work, more penance. But Saturn every year gives an opportunity for 5 months that, okay, I am slow, right? You are right. I am slow. You are good. So now I give everything in your hand. I will just sit back and watch as a guru and see that if you're taking the right action or no. That's why you will see here that old beliefs no longer will, serve time to you. It is time for to revive your spiritual framework, your belief system, your liking, your knowledge, everything. This is the time to actually use it the way you want to use it. You will have no restrictions at this point of time. You will see that many people who have been going through a lot of legal troubles, and especially ninth house is the judicial system. So anyone who's going through legal troubles, anyone who's going through major problems related to legal, we'll see that there is possibility of lot of things reversing for you. You will see that if there was no evidence, you will actually be working very hard to find an evidence. If there is something that needs to be closed down, or even sometimes you've done a legal stuff, but now you say that, okay, no, I'm wasting my time, this is not going to go anywhere. In your gut feeling, you stop it, you completely withdraw it. So this is the time of lot of withdrawal and taking action and closing it. That's the nature. So between 27th of July to 11th of December, big things can be expected. You will also see that education wise, if you have been going to and fro, or education has gotten frozen because of Saturn's direct motion, because of this retrograde motion in the next 5 months, you will actually revive that education, revive that course, revive that certification, revive that professional exam, and be able to really make it happen for you. So it's a retrograde period is never bad. It is a period of, just starting the work that has been stopped or that is slow, and starting it in full motion. Saturn here in the ninth house also talks about father and your relationship. When it comes to father and your relationship, and if there has been coldness in those relationship, now this is the time that something will bring you together very powerfully together. Even with your guru, if things has become very cold, you will again come back. So it's a period of introspection, but also a period of recovery. So that's how real beautiful this period is. While Saturn, wherever it sits, it's okay, but wherever it aspects, that is where the main problems are. So here the problem is in your 11th house, your third house, and your in your sixth house. This is 11th house is the house of your friends and of your social circle, and sometimes your gains, your hopes, your aspirations, your goals. This is what Saturn does here. Now here, because third aspect of Saturn is on the 11th house in a direct motion, you get delays in recognition. Sometimes your social rewards are delayed. You are supposed to even get a thank you from someone and you don't get it. This is the time that Saturn and your friend circle, everything will completely revive. There is a great possibility that old friends will surface, and there is also possibility that you may be even going to get into what do you call larger goal settings, something that involves a very big circle, something that involves a very something that your effort, because third aspect of Saturn is all about effort, and your communication may reach a larger audience of people. So those who are in social media, those who are in any kind of those who are in digitally, those who are always connected to technology, they may see that their mm, involvement, we call involvement, or we call their structure, is now going to be there for a very long period. You are going to see a very nice period here related to your goals getting complete. Sometimes here, friendships with the older or foreign people may take center stage because Saturn is all old. So here you may get a guidance from a person who is a little bit of elder to you, older to you, and that can be a friendship, like guru and friendship kind of connection, which can actually help you solve major problems from your life. So this is the time to not sit back and relax. It is a time of actually taking action, being extrovert, talking to people. These 5 months from July till December are the period where you should be absolutely, you know hands on everything. You cannot be lazy, and you will not be lazy for sure, because the seventh aspect of the aspect of Saturn is on the third house, and third house is also the house that is related to your courage. See, sometimes here with Saturn's aspect there, and it is because it is on the third house in Upachaya house, it only improves with effort. It will not improve automatically. And because Saturn's direct aspect can slow things down, the retrograde aspect will actually give you, it will open that cage for you, that you're a lion, right? Open the cage, go hunt, go do whatever you want. So your courage and your ability of risk taking becomes very high here. You will also feel that not only your risk and ability related to taking risk etc becomes high, it is also possible that you will be getting into more and more and more of what you say, expressiveness, like expressive communication. And those really who are in Cancer ascendant and who are doing social media, they are going to go crazy wild and blow up. Sometimes, see, remember, because Saturn is putting a 10th aspect on the 6th house, it can be controversial also. So don't think that everything can be only direct and straight. So just beware of controversy in your life. And that's very important. Another thing that we will see here, because those people who are in publishing, writing, those people who are writing books and trying to publish, those people who are trying to write papers and publish, those who research and do something, they will also see a very great prospect here. And everything will happen according to your pace. There is no external force right now trying to bring you down or put you down. You will also see that when it comes to communication errors that were happening, when some secrets of your friends etc, that's what happening, this is the time that you may also get away from all of that, and everything settles down for you. There is possibility that this time a lot of friends can go away from your life, because when Saturn gets retrograde, this is the time you see the truth of people. Their Saturn is also retrograde, so they may find their different motive, you may find your different motive. So there may be a lot of friends going away from your life, but that's okay. Now this is where the main aspect of Saturn. Saturn's 10th aspect is on the 6th house, and this is the house that is related to your debts and service. And Saturn is a planet that is related to service, man. One good thing is that in the debt area, if you were getting very slow recovery, you were not able to pay your debts, you will get a lot of new opportunities. Because Saturn is looking here, old enemies may resurface, but only to be getting destroyed. So that is what Saturn does. See, Saturn 6, 8, and 12, Saturn is very dominant in these houses. And when it comes to the aspect also of Saturn, it has to give you problem. It has to give you a problem, and because of the directness of Saturn, it's not going to solve it, because it is slow, slow, slow. But here, when it is retrograde, it says, okay, I have withdrawn my energy, do whatever you want to do. This is where, not what do you say, not destiny. It is where free will actually works for you. You will see here service and health karma may come back. There may be possibility that you get more opportunities to service. You may get a possibility of new job. You may get to go to a new place, new workplace. Try to make a very good comeback in your career. That's also possible here. Karma with teachers and gurus and father figures will also undergo a very, very big karmic change, especially related to their health also. Saturn works in every aspect, not only one aspect. Saturn works in health, wealth, this aspect, every aspect. So there may be a possibility that here some kind of karmic rebalance is happening between all of you. Maybe those who have been getting exploited, they may get justice. Those who were not getting love, they may get love. So it's actually positive for you. Sometimes here old travel plans, or sometimes we travel that, okay, we have to go to a nostalgic era where we were born and whatnot. That also is possible, because ninth house also takes you to the this life merits, that what have you earned in this lifetime, what memories do you have in this lifetime, is the ninth house. So overall, if you see here, this is a very positive and powerful placement of your Saturn, and this retrograde motion of Saturn is actually a blessing rather than any kind of s- you know what do you say, fear. So don't listen to all the people who are vomiting poison. It's a very, very nice period. Think about it now, the planet that is your boss, who's looking at you like this, suddenly says, okay, I'm just coming back from the washroom. So you get a breather, right? Just have a cup of coffee, or I can just check my WhatsApp, right? This is exactly what is happening here. So on these areas, Saturn is going to give you these kind of results. Now this is Saturn retrograde in Pisces, in the sign of Pisces, in the zodiac. I'm going to be doing the nakshatra also, Revati nakshatra to the nakshatra of Revati nakshatra, and retrograde there. What kind of effects does it make? So do subscribe, because you will otherwise miss it. And you have to, man. I am doing it is free for you. When you don't do it, I am not talking like professional here that okay, please like, subscribe, share my video. I'm just asking for myself. You should help me. And your cancer, all my wife, no, sorry. My wife is cancer ascendant. So all are you like my wife's sister only and brothers only. So, and father, mother, grandfather, grandparents. So you should help and support, no? All the very best. Have a great time. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Leo ascendant, including me. I'm also Leo like you. Now, here we will see Saturn is in the eighth house, and Saturn is the Karaka, the significator of the eighth house, because Saturn is connected to longevity. And why, I will explain you. Saturn is a planet of air. Saturn is planet of air. And how do we survive? Our organs can still start working or keep working, but air, like the shamta, the kind of power you need to breathe, only comes because of Saturn. Once the Vayu ends, the Ayu ends. Vayu, Ayu, Ayu. Ayu means life. That's why Saturn is a very extremely important planet for all the everyone. And but for Leo ascendant, it is supposed to be a functional malefic. Now, while in the 6,000, 8,000, 12,000, Saturn does not become a malefic. Saturn actually becomes a benefic. But the nature of Saturn is always very slow. And when it comes to the eighth house, and this is the house that is related to research or occultism, anything to do in terms of your inheritances, taxes, and whatnot. And this is where the general transformation of your life happens. Like life means on a large level, on a whole level, your transformation of your life can happen. Now, while Saturn is present here from 29th of March 2025 till 2nd of June 2027, this is the period that Saturn will always try to govern the house that it is sitting and the places where it is aspecting. So it's a very powerful placement of Saturn. Now, this is where deep psychological patterns, also karmic debts, that what have I done, what how do I need to sort this, how do I solve this, is coming on surface. And this is where exactly the eighth house, which is the house of transformation, you need to start. Now Saturn has given you a lot of, like, Saturn was here, Saturn is present, Saturn was direct, now Saturn is going retrograde. Saturn is now giving you a lot of very big chance. This chance is chance of recovering. Eighth house is sometimes very deep dark scars in your body, in your mind, in your heart. Somewhere you need to resurface, bring them to surface so that you can remove them from your life. This is the time that addiction, those people who are in addiction, alcohol, smoking, weed, I don't know what all you guys have. I have everything. I had everything. But yeah, all these things are also going to be, you will have a chance for the next 5 months to completely get very clean and get out of it. For health also, you will start making sure that health actually becomes very much better. Whenever Saturn is retrograde, the energy is inward. That means it's just like I have a boss. He's looking at me continuously. So obviously, I will have to be very conscious and I'm working. When he's not looking, then I am using my WhatsApp, I'm using my phone. So you have freedom. So this is the time that you have massive, major freedom to make your life very much better, very much powerful, very much in your own control. This is also the period that you will see that the aspects of Saturn make a very big difference. So here the aspect of Saturn is on the 10th house, on the second house, and on the fifth house. Now, what does this really mean? The third aspect of Saturn shows the effort that you're putting in your career. The career from March of 2025, your career would be obviously keeping what do you say, putting a lot of hardships on you, because this is the period where generally pressure in the career mounts, and a lot of karmic reviews, a lot of things which needs reconfirmation happens here. But because of the retrograde motion of Saturn, this the energy here also becomes very inward, and in the workplace you are able to actually achieve some great things that have been stalled, that have been not been moving, like your career growth, like your reputation, like your promotions, etc., come into place. In fact, in the area of your career, ethics is awarded. So your ethics, your hard work, your decency in the work will be awarded, and you will be said that, oh, this is the kind of person we need in our team. And that the reward can even come in terms of monetary, because Saturn is putting an aspect on the second house. So somewhere, if you have seen that in the past few months, or in the past 1 year, that monetary related problem is that money is coming in but very slow, money is not getting saved, money is not getting this. Every time there is some responsibility of the family that comes on me, every time there is some kind of expenses that are related to children, related to career, related to families coming because of the Saturn's aspects. This time Saturn takes the, and says that okay, you are in control of your own fate, your free will work here. So let's start saving money. Let's start creating a little bit of wealth, generational wealth. Let's start investing into long. So discipline, wealth discipline will return at this point of time. You will be able to take actions according to your mindset. But everywhere, remember, because Saturn is in the eighth house, it is important for you to get into research about everything before you're doing anything. Research is very important. So please do great research, and not a very bad time of investment. You should do research and invest, because 8,000 second house are connected. Tax related something, tax related, if you've not filed something, if you are if you are delayed on something, then it may come on surface and you will have to take care of it. Sometimes because of that, you may have to have some kind of monetary, extra monetary investments, or sometimes even, sorry to say, but losses can come. So you need to be careful in that area. Also, because it is the eighth house, and inheritance or financial planning also needs a lot of revision. If inheritance, you're getting something, if you are able to, even not only inheritance, everyone does not keep getting inheritance, but partnership, shared money, money from a partner is supposed to come to you, money from a from a source that you have done collective work is supposed to come. This is time to revisit and say that okay, you know what, I have been putting so much of effort here, so I need this much. So it is a time to reevaluate your value. Second house is value. Value means okad. This is a time to say that, okay, this is what I bring to the table, so this is what I want. And you have to be very upfront and direct about it. And Saturn will help you. This inward energy will help you, because not only your energy is inward, but the other person's energy is also inward. And in that case, when it comes to both, you will be seeing that, that person has to accept and you will gain. That person will gain because you will accept. So vice versa, things will work. When it comes to 10th aspect of Saturn, it's on the fifth house. I always tell everyone, whenever the eighth and the fifth are any kind of combination, then there is a lottery kind of a yoga. But with Saturn, that's not possible. But now it is still possible. When it comes to 10th aspect on the fifth house, creativity and children will actually demand more responsibility. You may be neglecting, you may be delaying their progress. So this is the time that you may be saying that no, man, I have to also focus on them, because now the energy is outward, nothing is controlling me. So I need to control my own children, my own fate, my own what do you say, my own effort is required here. So this is the time to give more power towards your children, more effort towards your children, more efforts towards your creativity, more efforts toward your startup. This is the time of startup. This is the time that if you have been thinking that let me do this and I will start this or start that, this is the time that you do progeny of your creativity, of your creative idea. Do a progeny here, like bring something to life, bring something to universe, start serving it, and see that will serve you back. There is no one. You start going to the gym, start lifting weights, your muscles will come. You start eating very healthy, your body will become okay. You start taking effort in one direction, and automatically you will see universe giving it back. And that's the whole nature of charity also. If you give one, like with pure heart, if you give even one grain as charity, as with pure heart, and without any kind of what you say, any kind of greed, then you will see that, my god, this is so wonderful, that how can it be possible. That's how beauty of what you say, life is. Here, those who are also in past life love, like past life, no, we can say past love, maybe you were with someone, you did not, things did not work out, and they may also come surface back on your life. There may be possibility that those who are going through delayed pregnancies, you know that I have been trying one time, two time, three time, five times, it's delaying, nothing is happening, nothing. They will also see some benefit. Also, it is very important for those people who have done a startup but couldn't take it forward. This is the time to revive yourself, my friends. Please revive. If you don't have anyone, involve me in your startup. I will become a partner and I will guide you. I don't want to become a partner, because I can be. Yeah, I will guide you. So just do something. Just start something. Nothing is impossible in this life, and you are capable. If Leo people are not capable, then I should die today. You are very very capable, and that's how your chart is. If a lion is not capable, then no one is capable. The king of the zodiacs is Leo, so you cannot take it lightly. You are very powerful people, including me, huh? Now here During this period, only two things or three things that we need to be careful is that because Saturn energy is very inward, so it's going to not govern any of your karma. So we don't want to go very bad karma, or we don't want to do anything to do with hurting other people. Especially mental health also needs a lot of anchoring during this karmic upheaval, because somehow rage and anger, and sometimes when we are in a lot of action, we can take some wrong steps. So that is something that is important. This is also the time to heal any kind of physical, sexual trauma or intimacy wounds from the past. Someone molested someone, just dump it. Like, I know it happened and it is okay, but you have to move on. We have to start focusing on ourselves. We have to start focusing on our destiny. So fast focusing on future. What has happened in the past cannot be changed. What is in the present is in our hands, and what is in the future is not known. So we have to actually focus on present and really really make things, like make us heal ourselves every minute. Say that I am okay, I am best, I am the best, there is no one better than me. That's the nature that you should show. And when it comes to insurance, taxes, or wills, if they need any update, if there is anything that you want to put it forwards, please go for it. You will see that this period of Saturn retrograde is going to be a blessing for you, especially blessing for all the people who are going through Mahadasha of Sade Sati or Mahadasha of Saturn. So you will see Dhaya, Sade Sati, Mahadasha. It's going to be blessing. You will feel like nothing. I'm so damn motivated at this point of time. Wonderful. All the very best. Since you are Leo, I am Leo. If you don't support me, then I think I will have to jump from the 12th floor where I am staying right now in a hotel. I will just jump from here. So if you don't support, to do subscribe, okay? I will jump with a parachute, so I'll not die. But otherwise, I would say that all the very best. I am doing another video of Saturn in retrograde in Pisces only, but in Revati nakshatra, because that nakshatra is very important. We cannot take Pushan Devta as it's a solar deity and the uncle of what do you say, Saturn. So we want to make sure that we are even covering that. So for that, I am going to be making another video and publishing. So please subscribe. Also, comment below, share your thoughts. I want to hear you. Contact if you want to on WhatsApp. But there, my team will give you appointment details. So anything. All the best. Thank you. Have a great, beautiful, wonderful time. I will see you in the next video with some more insights. Thank you. Virgo ascendant people, we will see that Saturn is getting retrograde for you in the seventh house of your birth chart. Now, if you try to see in the beginning of the video, I've spoken about a story about why Saturn gets retrograde and what are the effects. Now, generally, with all the Virgo people, this is the seventh house where you must have been feeling from the past, from 29th of March 2025, that things that have been, especially about your public appearance, of your public recognition, about your promotions, about your marriage, separation, all these things are in a lot of highlight. When Saturn transits in some place, depending on the placement in your birth chart, it can create multiple things in your life. Like it can give you multiple type of results, but here generally what I have seen, that this is a placement which gives you sometimes problem like separations. Even if you are separated now, it gives you an opportunity to realign yourself. That means realignment. Or even when it comes to longevity, Saturn is considered a planet of longevity, so it actually sometimes try to keep on dragging something for a very long period of time. Now, that can be even your marriage, that can be even your business partnership, that can be even your public status. That's all, everything seventh house has to offer. Now, seventh house is the most important house and called the house of negotiations. With Saturn in direct motion, there may always be some kind of delays that we can face related to, some kind of contracts, contract signing, negotiations. Now, this period when Saturn is retrograde, this is the time that we can actually get into great prospects of negotiation. On top of that, negotiation is one area, but those who have been, going to and fro related to marriage, those who have been trying to, make sure that their marriage or their relationships now actually starts taking action or starts moving forward. This is the time when in retrograde period between 27th of July and 11th of December, you will experience that now it is now moving forward in the very right way. You will also see that Saturn has few aspects here, and the aspects of Saturn are much more important than the placement. Same happens for Jupiter. Jupiter's aspect and Saturn aspects are much more important. Saturn's aspects are cruel and can also create sometimes, a lot of delays there. But Jupiter's aspects are blessings. Same way, Saturn's placement is a blessing. Saturn's aspects are difficult. So here there is a third aspect on the ninth house. Now, ninth house is generally called the Bhagyasthana, the place where your destiny actually starts giving you results. And this is also the place where we see that how we do our higher education, our higher learning. So those who have been, feeling this way, that when we are trying to apply for a job, things come to the final point and then it stops working for us, or those who are actually thinking about getting into a new role or a new, what do you say, a new education kind of an area, or maybe new learnings. They want to do new learnings, they want to get into different departments into their work, and things are not working, then this becomes one of the most auspicious time for you. You will see that here with the Saturn aspecting on the ninth house, there is also possibility that you may uh, educational blocks. That means you have joined an university, you are doing some masters, you are doing some executive MBAs and whatnot, and you have dumped it in the midway. They may suddenly surface up, and you may be able to start to do very great things here. You will also see that if there is any problem with your bosses, with your mentors, with your teachers, either from the past or either right now, they will also start solving for you. And many a times you will see that the ideological conflicts that you have with your teachers, mentors, even sometimes with father, will get sought out with great communication, great what do you call great satisfaction. You will see lot of judicial problems that you have been going through. Saturn is a planet of justice. So remember this very clearly. Saturn putting the aspect on the ninth house, which is the house of judicial system, not enemies, judicial system. Then it means that judicial system, the delays that they were making in your life, not trying to process your visa faster, not trying to process your applications faster, not trying to process your any government related stuff or judicial related stuff faster, or a court case which has been going on and on and on, you are going to see some great progress there. Another aspect of Saturn is on your ascendant. An ascendant aspect is also a very, very important aspect. Now, why? The reason is that the ascendant decides our personality, our confidence to take any action. And when Saturn puts in seventh aspect there, it's actually the place where we start getting more confused, or we are sometimes, becoming our own very harsh critic. We don't know exactly what kind of decision should we take, how soon should we take it. So it's confused state of mind, and that's where Saturn actually puts this aspect on your health, your personality, and even your path realignment. So, because of this retrograde motion, the aspect becomes very, very light. So, this is the time that you may actually not delay your thoughts, you may not delay your decisions, you may be able to take decisions very nicely. In fact, not only in a way where we are talking about your personality, but we are also talking about health. This is the place, the first house, the ascendant, even governs the health, the physical body. That means a lot of recovery is possible, a lot of changes is possible in your life, a lot of things that you can now start incorporating in your life is possible. So it's a very beautiful alignment of Saturn looking at your ascendant. In some cases, because when it comes to Saturn has Digabala, that means directional strength, in the seventh house of any birth chart. And because it is right now in Digabala, it will do everything according to its own, its own energy. So in some cases, you will see that uh, when Saturn comes to the seventh house and looks at the first house, aging, especially fast aging, getting into suddenly getting hair falls and that kind of be possible. Now this is the time to reverse those things also. So get nice good habits in your lifetime, in your lifestyle. Sorry, you will see that um, there is a question that comes, that who am I respected here, is this my place? When Saturn is putting an aspect, that's why I told you, you become your own harsh critic. This is the time that you may be able to actually get off from them and try to make a very nice place of yourself. So you may actually belong at this point of time. So the identity crisis, that is, who am I, what is my relation to others, actually gets a closure. You get the answer at this point of time. And because Saturn is also putting the 10th aspect on the fourth house, Now, fourth house is the house that is related to your inner peace and happiness, your home, your security, your mother, all of these areas. Here, if you have been not been able to maintain the home and work life balance, that is number one. If you have been not been able to do some kind of repair work at your house, or something that you need, like shifting, like going to some different place, like trying to get into, building a house, or trying to change anything in your house, then this is the point that things will actually start working. Because generally when Saturn comes and starts looking at the fourth house, it can delay the elements related to that houses, that is generally any home repairs or any family karmas, any emotional dependence on family members. This is a time to clear a lot of things, because Saturn is putting that aspect into introspection. So it is going to be more of an introspection behavior of Saturn, where you may be able to, with your free will, with your wisdom, with the guidance of your guru, teachers, mentors, family members, you'll be able to take the right action to move forward. You will also see at this point of time, this is also the time, in a general sense, not in the aspect sense we have discussed, but in general sense, this is a time that you may get an opportunity to serve elders, you may get an opportunity to relocate, you may actually do some kind of pitra sadhana, because pitra paksh will also come when Saturn is retrograde. So you may be able to do some rituals for your ancestors. So it's actually a very, very beautiful time for your marriage problems to be renegotiated, for seeking long-term partnerships on the base of trust, not like quick fixes where you have a certain partnership for a very short time and then go away. So this is also the time that you may also see business deals from the past which has been going on and on may resurface, and finally it will happen. And legal cases could drag, but it will actually demand discipline, and justice is going to be served to you. So that dragging legal case that was going on may come to a closure. So it's overall one of the best, nice, great things that is happening, that Saturn becomes retrograde. Saturn retrograde is happiness. That's what I can say. All the very best. And those who are in Sarasati Dhaiya, you will see that the progress is much more appreciated at this point of time. All the very best. Do comment below, let me know what do you think. Also, I'm going to be making another video with Saturn retrograde in Revati nakshatra. So that is going to be much more important, much more impactful, and it will get into the very detailed, day-to-day activities that are going to be seen. So do subscribe, because if you don't, then you will miss it, and then you will say, Akash ji, you did not do this, that, whatnot. So please subscribe. Okay, thank you. For Libra, Saturn is a yoga karaka, and when yoga karaka goes absolutely retrograde, then there are two ways to look at it. Number one, when yoga karakas go retrograde, that means sometimes even yoga karaka can create some kind of obstacles in our life, and these obstacles are going to go away. While Saturn in the sixth house is very amazing, because this is the place where it dominates. Sixth house, eighth house, 12th house, third house are the places where Saturn dominate. And if you see Saturn is placed in the sixth house, putting aspect on the 8th house, 12th house, and third house. So that means Saturn is the most dominant planet in your chart right now. Whatever Mahadasha, whatever Antardasha you're going through, whenever Saturn comes into Pratyantar, Sukshma, Pranadasha, it's going to show a lot of great effects for you. Now here you will see that when Saturn goes retrograde in the sixth house, generally sixth house is the house of obstacles and enemies. So those who have been creating a problem in your life, and those who are your enemies and who have been creating a lot of challenges in your life from the past, now may resurface. And you know why? Because it is the payback time for unsolved amenity or service karma, anything that you have done where you were neglected, where your efforts were not given honor. This is the time that you will start seeing honor on those, efforts. Also, on the other hand, you will see that the third aspect of Saturn has gone to the eighth house. Because of this eighth house, long-term battle, long-term fear, long-term challenges related to long-term mindset which was creating up and downs in your life, or long-term fear about your own confidence, about your own actions, about your own problem solving capabilities, are also going to get solved here. So you are going to be feeling absolutely wonderful and great at this point of time. There's another important thing that cannot be ignored, and that is related to the health aspect of Saturn. Because it is in the sixth house, there is possibility that all the health problems that has been repeating or that has been going on delayed, like weight diabetes example. It's going on and on. You're trying to reverse it, you're trying to do everything possible, but you're not able to get into discipline, not able to get into that path that, okay, finally I will destroy it, is going to happen, and you will see that it's absolutely going to get destroyed. So health wise, we are going to start recovering very well. Those who have been paying the gym membership fees but not going to the gym, you will see some great progress, and you will start going to the gym, you will start taking action, you will start working out, you will start focus on yourself. So it's going to be an absolute great and beautiful period that you're going to see. On the other hand, you will also see that when it comes to when we see the third aspect of Saturn in the eighth house, it also tells about our hidden struggles, the hidden struggle that we are doing. You know, everyone looks at you and says, "Oh, you are doing so well, so great, and whatnot," but they don't know what goes behind. What is the kind of energy that you're putting behind everything? And this is the place where that energy is going to be actually rewarded. It's going to be rewarded because hidden power struggle and taboos emerge as soon as Saturn puts an aspect on the eighth house. But this is the time to actually break those things and move forward with pure confidence. One very good news is that the seventh aspect of Saturn is on the 12th house of relocation, foreign related places, travel. If you have been seeing a lot of delays either in your travel plans, either in the plans related to your relocation, your visas, your passports, anything, even something to do in terms of health wise, if you are doing medical tourism, if you're going somewhere for any kind of health treatment and it has been going on delayed, you want to do a nose job, you want to do lip job, you want to do any other jobs, then this is a time that things also will actually be happening. So you will going to see a lot of progress. In fact, Saturn is a very spiritual planet as well, and if you look at Saturn in this sign, it is the owner of the fifth house, that is dharma, and fourth house, that is moksha. So Saturn is a highly spiritual element. So those who are even thinking of spiritual retreats, those who are thinking of karmas to be done or to be burned through any kind of spiritual things, is going to happen at this point of time. One important element of this placement is also related to your visas and passports and government documents related to travel. Those who have been worried about their green card, their passport, their PR, permanent residency, their visas, you will see some fast progress in your life because of this place. You will also see that because Saturn came here on 29th of March 2025, and it is going to be here till 2nd of June 2027. You will see that when Saturn came here, your sleep pattern started becoming a little bit of challenging. You may be having delayed sleep, like, you were trying to sleep but delayed, 1 hour or 2 hour you're on the bed, this side, that side, phone, reels. All these things are also going to go down because your health is supposed to improve. So at this point of time, you will see and experience that health is improving and our sleep pattern is becoming very, very, very great. You will also see that because sixth and eighth house and 12th house are the houses of addictions. So those who have been addicted to few things, those who have a lot of addictions related to drugs, alcohol, any kind of uh, any kind of abuse that you're doing to your body, you may also feel better and try to actually make settlement with it. And this is a time of quitting such things. You'll be able to quit it completely. One important thing is that the spiritual life and spiritual hygiene of your eyes increases. That means you'll be much more involved, you'll put a lot of effort in the area of spirituality. You will see that the 10th aspect of Saturn is going on the third house, and third house is the house of your courage, huh? You will see that this is the time that you from the past few months, like absolutely almost 1 year, you must have seen that your courage is being tested. You're always put into difficult places, you're always put into problem solving places. This is the time that now the rewards also has to come, right? Saturn says that, I am not going to only keep delaying. There is delay, there is no denial. So I am going to give you rewards at this point of time. You may get some very good communication from your workplace, and that can be very reward oriented. Some great rewards are also coming. We will see that it is also the house that is related to your siblings, your neighbors, your colleagues, your friends, and whatnot. So in that area also, we will get a lot of support. And we must have seen in the past 1 year, there may be politics around us, there may be people actually trying to corner us, people trying to not give attention to us, and that's all going to end here. And it's going to be very, very great. very great. Your efforts are going to be recognized and answered, and also given lot of we can say lot of we cannot say recognition, but we can say lot of justice. Saturn is not recognition, Saturn is justice. So, in an overall sense, you will see that legal matters may intensify. So, you may start getting fast action in those areas. So, make sure that you are dealing it with humility and utmost ethical practice, so that you really receive the reward of it. Office politic, toxic colleagues may reappear, but to be completely destroyed. So, good luck with that. So remember, it's not your retrograde Saturn; it's the retrograde Saturn of the whole world. While you will also be, some things may resurface to you, they may also start something doing on your life, and in that case, obviously they are also going to get justice, you're also going to get justice. So whoever is right is going to get justice. And justice does not mean that it is only in the favor of right. Justice is in favor of the wrong also. If they have done injustice, they have to suffer. So that's also going to happen. And when it comes to all the body pains and all the things related to arthritis and body and general body pains, because Saturn rules the pains of the rules the joints, and pains of the joints are seen by Saturn. That also really nullifies for us. So there's going to be great health recovery, great. In fact, and there is this is what I did not touch, and this is related to your debt. At this point, when Saturn comes and gets retrograde here, there are multiple opportunities for you. There is income from foreign sources, there is sudden income, there is sometimes you put an effort and suddenly that really picks up. That's going to help you in debt reduction as well. So debt is getting reduced. You are going to have a very beautiful time at this, in this Saturn transit. So, and also Saturn is one of the most benefic planets in your birth chart. So have a great beautiful time. And this is just Saturn retrograde in Pisces, but I am going to be doing another video that is going to be Saturn retrograde in Revati nakshatra. So that's another aspect of Saturn, that how it is going to be helping us through the retrogression in Revati nakshatra only. What is it supposed to achieve? So I'm going to give you all the information in the next video. So do subscribe so that you are with us. You do not, I do not miss you actually then. And that's the way to move forward. All the best. Have a great, beautiful, amazing, awesome, powerful time. And I will see you in the next video with some great insights. Do comment below actually. What are you going through? What has Saturn done to you from the time it has come to your sixth house? What is the workplace situation? And we will take it from there. All the very best. Thank you. Now let's move to the Scorpio. For all the Scorpio ascendant people, we will see that Saturn is in your fifth house at this point of time. So fifth house is the house of progeny, childbirth, education. It is also related to any of the factors that are related to speculative gains. And Saturn is actually against few of the things in the fifth house. First of all, it is a very orthodox planet. So when it comes to the fifth house, it tries to become very orthodox. So one is that thing. So when it comes to love life and whatnot, it's going to create a little bit of orthodox behavior here. Secondly, it is a very extremely possessive planet. When it comes to our children, when it comes to our love life, we are very extremely possessive in the fifth house of your horoscope. Now Saturn is transited here from 29th of March 2025, and it will be here till 2nd of June 2027. This means that it's 2.5 years completely where Saturn is going to be here. Now when we talk about these kind of placements and these kind of challenges, so you must have seen that from last 1 year, if you're trying for childbirth, it must have delayed. If you must have tried for some kind of education in a foreign country or some higher education somewhere, then it must have delayed. Sometimes it also delays you in buying a property. That is what the reason of the fourth house lord in the fifth house happens. But now, because Saturn is getting retrograde, it is very good news. First of all, for all the people who are going to Sadisati, all the people who are going to Dhaya, great news for you. You are going to get a lot of relief. Now here, with fifth house Saturn being retrograde, that means putting the energy more inward is how you will feel here. This is the time of absolute surrender. You may see that you may connect with your past lover or revisit some unfinished creative works, even startups that you have done, which was getting delayed for some reason or the other. Now there may be a lot of action here, and you may surrender. You may say that, okay, whatever is happening, but I am not going to now leave this unfinished. So that power comes that, okay, yes, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish it, I'm going to complete it, I'm going to complete this karma for sure. That's the nature of Saturn in the fifth house. You will also see that Saturn in the fifth house, those who have failed IVF during this time, those who had little bit of miscarriages and unfortunately some challenges related to childbirth, you try to do conception now as we are saying, and you will see that things will be in your favor and it will be working in absolute great things for you. So please do it. I know Scorpio ascendant people. I know few of them, and I know one of them very well. And she just lost a very big amount of money in the stock and share market. Now this is the period that you may start seeing that stock and share market is it will supposed to be making much more profit for you. You will see that now stock market, share market, cryptocurrency, where you were completely dying, is now going to start see some breathing. They will start breathing. The things will start going up, and you are going to actually come out with a profit in the next 5 months. That's a very great thing. See, this retrograde is happening from 27th of July till 11th of December. It's a very long time. And this is an extremely great time for you because all the losses are going to get recovered. Now Saturn is not only what you say, not only seen only because of the placement. Saturn is more known because of the aspect, because of the drishti of Saturn. The aspects of Saturn are very, very dangerous. And while he goes inward in the fifth house and becomes retrograde, and that you will know why in the beginning of the video, why it becomes retrograde in the first place, then you will also understand the aspects also become very calmer at this point of time. Where is the first aspect? The third aspect of Saturn is going on the seventh house. Seventh house is the house of marriage, and fifth house is love and romance. Here, if you get into unorthodox behavior for marriage, Saturn is not going to support you. This is the time that if you want to get into relationships, marriage, business partnership, you have to now incorporate a lot of orthodox behavior, like go by the books, go by the rules, is what Saturn says. You will see that partnership dialogues which may require a lot of maturity, or which may be feeling that everything is getting delayed, nothing is getting mature. This is the time that you may see that Saturn's energy is a little bit of inward. So quickly, now fast, in a fast, so if Saturn is 1000% slow, we will be getting 800% relief from that. So 200% is where you will little bit of extra effort and everything is done, not like effort for a long period of time. So this is good news for people who are thinking of long-term associations and business partnership, long-term association like marriage, long-term association like getting into living together, that kind of stuff. So you will be doing very, very good. This is also the house, seventh house is the house of contracts, and Saturn is connected to old things. Sometimes old contracts may resurface, and they may be needing a lot of closure, a lot of commitment, a lot of new values that you can only provide. So this is the period where a lot of those things also come into play. There is another very, very good aspect of Saturn, and that is going on the 11th house. 11th house is the house of your social circle, of your friends, of your elder siblings, of your of your gains and hopes and aspirations. So sometimes we set up a lot of high goals that we want to achieve, something in 1 year, something in 2 years, something in 3 months. And Saturn can come here and actually start delaying your goals. You will not even able to reach half of it. But in this period, this is called a sprint period. You will be able to go fast in a sprint way and able to achieve almost 70-80% of your goal, and rest slowly with proper wisdom you will be able to achieve. When Saturn goes retrograde now, it is also seen that um, Saturn tries to, how do I put it? Saturn tries to just be like, just put a, what do you say, put black cloth on his eyes. It does not see anywhere. It says, okay, do whatever you want. I will come and see that if it is right and righteous and justiceful, or have you taken advantage of this period. So that's what Saturn does. So in this period, try to not take very big advantage of any kind of your friends, any kind of your networks. Try to be as disciplined, we can say. If you want to gain, or if you're thinking of getting into some kind of speculative gain or some partnerships, try to be as ethical as you can be. Don't use any shortcuts. Don't try to create problems for other people, because right now it may happen, but then when Saturn becomes direct, that will haunt you. Saturn will say, okay, you did this behind my back, I will show you now. When your parents go out and they come home and they see that, okay, the home does not look very well, There was a party, I guess. There's alcohol bottle here. There is cigarette butts here. So they understand that there is some problem. Same way, when Saturn will become direct, it will understand that there is some problem here, man. This person created some mess, and I have to now give them punishment. Karmic duties of friends may also come on surface. They may actually require sometimes favors. This is a time for you to give favors and take favors. It's if your Saturn is retrograde, their Saturn is also retrograde. So it goes hand in hand. So this is a time to give and take favors. You will also see that the 10th aspect of Saturn is going on the second house. Now, fifth and second house are very much connected. The second house is the karma sthana of the fifth house. That means all the money that we earn from speculation is saved in the second house. And here, financial structure, your speech, your diet actually requires a lot of discipline. And because Saturn is putting the 10th aspect there and removing the the harshness through being a retrograde motion, it also means that Saturn is going to help you in your progress, help you in your savings. The kind of delays that you were having to create a mutual fund, to create a bond, to create a FD, fixed deposits, this is going to happen now very quickly, very nicely for you. With in fact, with second house Saturn, it also repairs the karma related to your children and your family. So if your family and your children are having some kind of battle and you are the punching bag, this is the time that that also solves. So overall, if we talk about this kind of a placement, first of all, a relationship with children which needed a lot of patience now lead a lot of guidance, a lot of force, so that their karmas can come be fulfilled completely. Secondly, it is either student life or teaching life, which was facing a lot of slowdown, is now becoming very, very fast for you, because that is the nature of this placement or with this transit. Because as soon as it is getting retrograde, the whole energy is inward, so it says now do what you want. And then when it comes to healing any kind of ancestral trauma through expression is possible, and that is because of the 10th aspect on the second house. So all the pitra dosha, all the family related problems, all the challenges related to your home life is going to get solved at this point of time, and you are going to feel absolutely wonderful and better. Okay, all the very best. Have a great, beautiful, awesome, amazing Saturn transit. And I hope all your wishes come true, because that is where it is putting the most amazing aspect on the 11th house. So your hopes, goals, wishes are going to come true. Your richness is going to return. So all the best. Have a great time. I'm going to be making another video called Saturn Retrograde in Pisces, but in Revati nakshatra, because that has a deeper, different meaning. I could not combine it, otherwise everyone would get confused. So please subscribe, otherwise you do not miss it. If you don't subscribe, you're going to miss it, because I'm going to put subscribe only. Okay, thank you. For Sagittarius, we will see that Saturn is right now present in the fourth house. In fourth house, Saturn becomes a little bit of more, what do you say, heavy, because it is a house of emotions. And when Saturn comes, Saturn is a practical, very practical, air related planet, practical. This is where it actually becomes a little bit of challenging. So Saturn came here on 29th of March 2025, and it is going to be here till 2nd of June 2027. And amidst of this time, it is two times in every year. Every year, one time Saturn gets retrograde, and this is the second time it is getting retrograde in the same place, but now in a different nakshatra. The whole universe of Saturn has changed. Saturn here, generally fourth house is the house of your childhood memories. It is also the house that tells how you can be restricted from education. It also tells that what are the kind of deep emotional wounds, or emotional deep security or inner peace, where have you get affected in your life. Now, because fourth house is where Saturn is retrograde at the moment, and it is getting retrograde from 27th of July till 11th of December, it actually turns out to be one of the most positive news for all the Sagittarius Ascendant people. And generally, it is positive because it is retrograde. When in a Kendra, I have Kendra Saturn in my birth chart, so I know how powerful it is. And I know what you have been going through for the past 1.5 year. Everything delays, everything creating problem. You're trying to buy a property, no, not happening. You're trying to shift a property, not finding. You're trying to buy a vehicle, get rid of a vehicle, get some construction work done. Everything is delaying, or some or the other problems in family, in house, in home, in that environment. Depression, feeling very very anxious, feeling very very lost, isolated. This is all possible when Saturn is in the direct motion, and it can create all these kind of challenges if you're not aligned with the discipline karma of Saturn. But now, as the energy goes inward, retrograde means inward energy. Since the energy has gone inward, this becomes a very auspicious time for all the Sagittarius rising people. One thing, this fourth house, it is going to solve all the property related matters, all the matters related to your vehicles, property, even in your home. The feeling of isolation, the feeling of non included, the feeling of always being neglected is going to also go away. So that's a very very great news. Secondly, we see this with this Saturn has aspects, and we cannot forget, and we cannot ever not talk about aspects, because for Jupiter and Saturn, more than the placement, the aspects is the one that really make a difference in your life. The third aspect is on the sixth house: daily health and routines, your workplace, your employments, your debts, everything that has to be reviewed will now be reviewed and will be closed. So there can be possible that you may get multiple source of income at this point of time. You may have some kind of, actually, sometimes when Saturn aspect the sixth house, you benefit from the enemies. And I can tell you with my personal experience, I have the natal placement of Saturn in the fourth house. And whenever there are enemies in my life, I really gain from them. One of an astrologer was trying to create some challenge for me. His channel only got blocked. I'm just saying that there are few people who try to unnecessarily create some problem because they feel that remedies work. They feel that have this stone, have this puja done and whatnot. I am not that firm believer. Yes, these things work, but I'm not fanatic. But some people say no, you are bluff. You are not giving. You are what he said on my WhatsApp. He said that you are trying to create a bad market for astrology. I said, why? Because you're not selling pujas, you're not selling this. I'm like, why should I sell? It's my market. I can do whatever it is in my stuff. Who are you? Are you an advocate of astrology? So I'm just saying that sometimes enemies give us a lot of power, lot of confidence, lot of passion also. So this is the time that you will see that enemies may give you profit. In fact, there can be possibility that if the enmity has happened between friends, you may see that the energy has been withdrawn back. So the friends may again become friends, not enemies. They may realize their mistake because they are also in Saturn retrograde at this point of time. Another thing is that debt. Those who have been facing lot of massive debts will see that the progress related to debt is also now getting slowly cleared in your life, and you will get multiple sources of income. Sometimes in this period, you get extra work. You're working very hard. If you're working in one place, you get two, three, four places, and that way money comes and you can take care of your debt. That's the beautiful 5 months, 27th of July till 11th of December. You will also see that when it comes to diseases, when Saturn came here, you must have started feeling that old diseases or old pattern of problems may start happening, but with its retrograde motion, everything will start solving for you. So it's absolutely a nice and a great period for all the Sagittarius ascendant people. One more good news about this place is that because it is the sixth house and a dushtana, Saturn aspect becomes very favorable here. So you are not getting any kind of big major health problems, major enemies, major litigations, major obstacles. In fact, Saturn's third house and Saturn's effort give you the ability to overcome every obstacle at this point of time. You may also see now Saturn does not have only one aspect. Saturn is an aspect on the 10th house also. 10th house is career, and absolutely when Saturn will put aspect on the career side, then you have a CCTV camera on your face, and there's like always someone is trying to just look at you, govern you, try to control you and whatnot. By God's grace, this is the time that you will not feel such kind of problems or pain. And the reason is Saturn putting an aspect on the 10th house, and that aspect has become now very inward. Now you may need to redo a lot of public responsibilities role, but now with more confidence, no delays, absolutely great progress. That's what we hear now. Career obligations that were there, career taboos which were supposed to be broken, career related slow progress was going on where nothing, no recognition, nothing, that also ends here. And you must start seeing that a lot of recognition, a lot of action. And not only you, my friends, Everyone in this world is going through Saturn retrograde, so they will also feel that, okay, no, we should not keep dragging things, we should get it done as soon as possible. So it works for everyone. If I want to example, if I want to get a construction done and I'm dragging, no, I will do it next year, this, and suddenly I say, no, no, let's start construction. Obviously I will start construction, I will give a contractor, the contractor will hire 10 people, they will start getting work, that 10 people's family will be happy, and then we will take raw materials, their family is also happy. So it's one action leads to another's action, another leads to another, and that's why there is a chain, and because of one action so many people actually benefit from it. This is that nature. You will also see that when it comes to your career reputation, there is going to be some old person that can suddenly come into your life and try to give you a lot of guidance, because seventh aspect of Saturn or the 10th house is the aspect of partnerships. And Saturn is an old planet, so some old person, someone who's a mentor, a teacher, may come hold your hand and take you to the next level. So that's how beautiful this period is. And then Saturn is also putting an aspect on the lagna, on the ascendant. Now here you may see that first house is your self-image, and this is the 10th aspect of Saturn. Discipline is the key here. And obviously Saturn is not watching you for the next 5 months, does not mean you will break discipline. If you break discipline at this point of time, Saturn will say, okay, do it, it's your time, let me get direct, I will show you what I am. So this time is the time that you should not break any discipline. You should be much more focused on your disciplinary matter. Self image is a very important image, and that image comes with, if Saturn is aspecting this place of Sagittarius, and that is absolutely ruled by Jupiter, which means that Saturn is trying to say that wisdom and discipline should go hand in hand at this point of time. You will see that personal maturity is at focus right now. If you don't mature here, if you don't use your free will in a very right way so that you can take the right decision, then this placement, then Saturn is exactly telling you to do that, that you need to get more mature. You need to adopt a very powerful home, work, life structure. You need to focus on your health, your longevity. You need to focus on the longevity of your attitude also, that, okay, today you become nice, does not mean 5 months later you will become bad. So it tells you what is the longevity of your decision that you have taken. I will go to gym. 3 months later, you do. Today I don't feel like going. That's not how it works. You have to be consistent in your approach. You will see that majorly in the Saturn transit, a lot of land and property disputes might actually reappear and get solved. You will see that chance to serve the mother or older woman will come karmically. So if old people come to your life, does not mean that they have just come for no reason. They have come so that Saturn is testing you. Are you serving them or no at this point of time? And thirdly, that you will see that the true emotional security lies where you rethink, where you trust, where you are absolutely putting your energy. It's not somewhere that is somewhere outside and you can go and grab it. It's with you. You just need to acknowledge it. So this is the period of Saturn that is going to go retrograde into the sign of Pisces for all the 12 ascendants, and for you Sagittarius especially. All the very best. I'm going to make another video with Saturn getting retrograde in the sign of Pisces, but in the nakshatra of Revati. That's a very good transition, huh? Revati nakshatra. So we want to be making sure that we understand the aspects of Revati nakshatra and see that where we have failed the Pushan Devta's promise, or what he's trying to say, that you need to do this, you need to take care of certain ways in this placement or in this way. So I will explain. For that, do subscribe, otherwise you'll miss the video. It's going to come very soon after this, so make sure that you are subscribed. Okay, all the very best. Have a great, beautiful, awesome, wonderful Saturn transit. It's all good news, nothing is bad. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video with some more powerful and amazing insights. Thank you. Capricorn ascendant people, we will see that Saturn, Shani Devta, is your Lagna Lord and gone to the third house. The third house is the house of effort. When the ascendant Lord goes to the third house, even in transit, it is all about effort, and effort that you are actually putting in your life for every aspect. This is also the place where you will see that when Saturn came here on 29th of March 2025, after that you must have seen that your continuous effort must be also facing a lot of delays in your life, that you maybe not be able to sometimes achieve things at one go. You'll have to continuously do it, sometimes one times, two times, three times, four times, five times. So it's It's a continuous thing that is happening here. You may feel that, that failure, and there is going to be some challenges, there is going to be some, my efforts are not making, getting no answers, but you have now to become very, very happy. And the main reason here is that Saturn in the third house is getting retrograde from 27th of July till 11th of December. And this is where you will get lot of things sorted in your life, especially when it comes to your communication, when it comes to your effort, when it comes to your short distance travel, when it comes to your courage. Everything is going to be on very, very powerful, or we can say, in very, very powerful motion. You will see that those who have been putting a lot of effort, those who have been trying to solve problems. Remember, the when we talk about the third house, it is exactly 10th from the 6th. That means this house gives us the power to actually solve a problem. So this is where, when Saturn gets retrograde, obviously the energy is now inward. That means Saturn will not try to delay anything, and you will be able to solve very, very big problems very, very quickly. Now, when we see the placement of Saturn, more than the placement of Saturn, you will see that the aspects of Saturn have major value. And here it is firstly aspecting on your fifth house. Those who have been struggling in love, those who have been trying to find true love, those who have been trying to get along with their partner of their dreams, and you're not able to communicate, you're not able to express, you're not able to share your feelings. This is the period that you will start seeing something very positive, very powerful, and things related to your romance, and especially extrovert behavior in your romance starts happening. You want love now at this point of time. In this period, those from last year have been trying for childbirth, that I want some, IVF failed, childbirth failed. Now try again after 27th of July till 11th of December. You will see that everything is working in your favor. Those education which has been stalled, you applied for something, you paid for something, but you cannot now go for that kind of an education. You cannot attend your classes, you are wasting your money. This is the time to reinitiate such things, because when it comes to the third aspect of Saturn is on the fifth house of education. So you are going to see that education wise things will start coming into the right spot for you. Also, when we see here about children, those who have children and they have not been in their control, and your communication with the children have become bad in the past 1 year, you may start seeing that there is a lot of progress in communication now, and things are going to be evolving in the very beautiful manner between you and your kids. So a lot of happiness comes here, a lot of hatred goes away, a lot of communication happens, a lot of clarity comes here between you and your children, in fact even your loved ones. Now, another aspect of this life is very important, and that is gains, Mahalakshmi. The fifth house is the house that is ruled by Mahalakshmi. And this is where it is going to be giving you some monetary benefit also. Because the end of the day, it is the house of Venus. Venus is the yoga karka here. And when Saturn puts relief in the fifth house, it is going to give you some gains, speculative, that is slow gains were happening. Now a windfall of gains is coming. So that's why it is an absolute beautiful time for all the Capricorn ascendant people. Not only these, we can go on and on about the fifth house, but all the fifth house element where you were having some problem, you are going to get a sudden relief in that area. In fact, if you're going through Sadesati, Dhaiya, any of the Saturn's layers, you are going to still get massive relief here during this period. Now, on top of that, there is a aspect of Saturn on the fifth house, which means that it is the house of dharma. It is the house of mantra chanting. It is the house of righteous behavior. It is the house of purva punya, past life, merits. So this means that Saturn, when it takes energy inward, it is also going to let those things evolve in your life in the most positive manner. So you're going to really, really feel best at this point of time. Now, Saturn has three aspects. The second aspect of Saturn is the seventh aspect on the ninth house. Now, this ninth house is the house that talks about your pilgrimage, your travel, your education, your higher education. So see how Saturn actually grabbed both the education houses here. And not only education houses, but ninth, how it is connected. Fifth house and ninth house are connected to education. Ninth and 12th are connected to travel in foreign country. So everywhere Saturn was, holding you back. Now this is the period that you will see that any problem in your higher education, any problem in foreign travel, any problem in your visas, any problem in your in your paperwork is going to be solved at this point of time. So you are going to see so much of happiness in this period. In fact, this is also the period where you will see that those people who are having delayed travels, travel cancellations, problems in accommodation, sometimes problem in communication, miscommunication. You reached to the airport, but then you were actually what do you call? Actually told to go back because there was no travel. You missed your flight. All these things are going to solve and stop. One great thing about those people who are in legal trouble or legal battle, if these legal things are not leaving you, then this is the time that legal related stuff also falls in your favor, because ninth house is the judicial system. You are going to benefit from judicial system at this point of time. You will see that with this situation, your spiritual growth, ninth house is also dharma. It is looking at two houses of dharma, the fifth and the ninth. The fifth house is the Purva Punya, merits of the past life. The ninth house is the Punya accumulated in this lifetime. So when Saturn takes his energy inward at that point of time, your Punya, that means all the good things, all the good deeds that you have done in this lifetime, comes on surface, and you'll start to really, really feel absolutely relaxed at this point of time. And now comes the 10th aspect of Saturn on the 12th house. Now, 12th house is a very, very awesome element of Saturn's aspect. The reason here is that because when we look at 12th house, it is the house where Saturn's energy is already very, very neutral. It does not give you so much problem. But now, all the foreign related karma, sometimes you think of going to a foreign place to stay. Sometimes, you are in that dream world, you are in that subconscious mind is always occupied by negative thoughts. Sometimes you are even thinking about subconsciously you need to completely detox yourself, and Saturn's direct energy was not able to help you in that. It was neutral, but it was not able to help you. Now this time the energy is completely getting inward. That's why the 10th aspect of Saturn or the 12th house is going to make sure that you really start feeling much better. You start feeling having nice sleep, good sleep. You may, if there is any subconscious fears that you have, that may also go down. And this 5 months from 27th of July to 11th of December, when Saturn is retrograde, is the period for you to actually explore spiritual rituals or spiritual sadhana that you can continue for the rest of your life. You will also see that during this period your subconscious cleansing is happening. You are going to leave lot of baggage behind, and go forward. You'll get more opportunities in foreign countries because it is looking sitting in the third house, ninth and 12th. This is a triangle of foreign travel, by the way. So all your documents get clear. You travel into foreign country, you make some plans of traveling to a foreign country, you go there, you have peace, you enjoy, you feel the best. Like it's actually one of the most amazing placements of Saturn in the third house for you at this point of time. And this retrograde motion is the best. On top of that, all the karma, all the karmic ties to your siblings, to your neighbors, which require final settlement, you will be able to now settle it with absolute clear communication. You will also see that learning new skills from your past will bring very lasting rewards. It may not still be very fast, but you may learn now and it may bring you very longing effects. Also, those who are thinking of publishing, speaking, writing, that has been facing a lot of delays, here the delay will now end, and a lot of structure, a lot of discipline towards it. If you maintain a lot of discipline and you say that, okay, I want to do it and this date and that date, then things are in your favor. You're going to feel very, very absolutely motivated at this point of time as well. So overall, if you see, it's a absolute great, awesome, amazing transit. And the best thing happening is judicial. Those who are really, Saturn is the planet of justice. Here, judicially, those who are facing delays will suddenly see everything moving like quick, fast, fast. Okay, let's do it. Let's fast. That's how the power of this Saturn retrograde will work for you. Okay, so this is just Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. Pisces. But I am going to be doing Saturn retrograde in Pisces in Revati nakshatra as well. That's another video. So do subscribe, otherwise you'll miss it, because I'm going to do subscribers only, and I will do a premiere so no one else can watch. So that you should help me. So subscribe, otherwise you'll miss it. All the very best. I will see you in the next video with some more powerful, great insights. And thank you for watching. Aquarius. Now, when we talk about Aquarius, your second house, now, Saturn is the planet that rules your ascendant. Rahu also rules the ascendant. Rahu is in the ascendant right now. Saturn is the second house. You must have seen that when it comes to money, when it comes to wealth accumulation, from last year, 29th of March 2025 till 2nd of June 2027, Saturn is transiting in Pisces. If you see here, Saturn completes a complete cycle. And now, next year, a very big change of era is what we call when Saturn comes into Aries, because it becomes debilitated, it has no power. That's where everything changes in life. Anyways, we'll talk about it very soon, sooner than expected. We will talk very soon, maybe in this end of this year, that what's happening next year with Saturn. But otherwise, with this Saturn and absolutely in retrograde motion in Pisces, you will see that lot of karmas that are pending and that are related to finance, financials, family, even your eat health and whatnot, you will start seeing some progress in those areas. And how? Your when Saturn comes to the second house, your mindset becomes very rigid related to money. That okay, this is the money that I will save, this is what I will do, I will accumulate this, I will accumulate that, and you're not able to do anything. You may think a lot of things but not able to do, because Saturn is direct means the energy is flowing outwards, so it will not let you accumulate. But this time, because Saturn's energy is inward, it says okay, bring it in, whatever it is, bring it in, bring it. So this time your money and actually your financials become very, very great for you, especially when it comes to family life, when it comes to family legacy or traditions, when it comes to old values that has been getting challenged from the last 1 year, that okay, we don't do this in family, we don't do this. You'll be able to break some taboos at this point of time, and maybe go a little bit of against the family, not in a bad or ruthless way, but in a way of making them understand that the world is evolving and we need to go into the next level. That's exactly how this is seen. You will see that financial planning, rather than uh, what you say, rather than a need, becomes a karmic necessity at this point of time. You will say that no, 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 I have to do financial, I have to make sure that I save, I accumulate, I create wealth. And also, when it comes to Saturn, sometimes Saturn is too rude when it comes to speaking, when it comes to speech. Here there is no more rudeness in Saturn's behavior at this point of time. So you will see that Saturn is going to become very, very calm inward. You may have a lot of patience at this point of time to take the right action. Now, Saturn's placement is very good, but Saturn's aspects are the real one that make a difference in our life. And Saturn's aspect, there are three aspects. The first aspect, that is the third aspect of Saturn, is gone on the fourth house. And this fourth house Saturn's aspect is aspect related to property. Those who have been trying to get into lot of property related transactions, change of home, change of car, change of location, and things were not in their favor. Every time they used to decide, you used to file delay. Every time you're deciding something delays, that is going to get solved for you in a very beautiful manner. You will see that all the home that requires construction, that requires some kind of changes, and from past 1 year you've been delaying, now you will get the funds also, and you will get the power also to actually change it. So that's how guided your life will be. When it comes to second house, and if you have old mother or grandmother, and the relationship with them will become much more deeper, and you are going to actually feel more comfortable, and they are going to also see the love that you share for them. So it's actually a very beautiful surface, beautiful period. With Saturn putting an aspect on the fourth house, mostly some auspicious event in the home happens, like buying of a property, like doing some puja related to vastu shanti or graha shanti or navgraha shanti. Such kind of pujas and such kind of rituals can also happen in this next 5 months, 27th of July till 11th of December, and it's going to be in your favor. You will see here that there is another aspect of Saturn that is also looking at the eighth house. Now, eighth house is a very important house, and the Karaka Tattva of the eighth house is absolutely related to Saturn, longevity. And here, Saturn improves your longevity. There is possibility that hidden fears, losses, inheritance that has resurfaced from last year, from 29th of March 2025 onwards. Now the energy goes inwards, so it may now solve. There may be a lot of closures in hidden fears that you fear about some health problem. You have chest pain, you have stomach pain, you have leg pain, whatever it is, and you're feeling very anxious that, oh, this may lead me to get into some kind of a big problem. This may lead me to get into some kind of a fatal problem. Is going That fear is going to go away because you get a lot of closure here. See, 8th house is the house of death. Now, you think that the death where we are talking about is that kill and we die. Not that way. The death that you're talking is death of bad habits, death of fear, death of isolation, death of any kind of, any kind of anxiety. So that is called the Mrityu Sthana. And Mrityu Sthana does not mean that it is the house of death. House of death is seventh and second house. Here, this is the house of longevity. This house actually wants you to live forever. That's how this house is. That's why it's called the house of suffering also. The more you live, the more you suffer. It does not mean we all die, but it just says that this life is suffering only. There is nothing except suffering in this life. Tell me one good thing that you are seeing. Everyone from the childhood, the moment the child takes the first breath, he starts crying. And what they do, they put on the mother's shoulder, mother's chest, and say, okay, start giving him milk. Hunger, then greed, then hopes, then aspirations, then I want power, then I want health, then I want longevity, then I want very healthy health, then I start getting pain, health problems. So life is all suffering only. So this is exactly what this Saturn does here. Saturn actually removes those hidden fears. That means it has the power to enlighten you. It has the power to give you more clarity about life. It has the power to bring more truth in front of you, that this is the truth. And once you start accepting the truth, you have no fear. Then you are not living. Then you are actually, we can say, actually experiencing this whole universe. It's all about experience. You're just a spectator here. Nothing. You cannot do anything. If a building falls in front of you, can you go and hold it? Never. You cannot do it. It's your spectator. Everything that's happening around you is spectator. And this is that aspect of Saturn where psychological transformation at this point of time is unavoidable. You will not be able to avoid that transformation. It has to remove fear from your life. Those people who are suffering from taxation related issues, those people who are suffering from insurance related issues may also get solved at rocket speed. So you are going to be very, very lucky here. And another aspect of Saturn, and your longevity increases, by the way. So some health problem goes away, you get some proper diagnosis, and your longevity increases. The third aspect of Saturn is on the 11th house for you. 11th house is again the house of gains, social circle, your friends, your hopes, your dreams. Obviously, you might have feel isolated from last year of March till now. You must be feeling isolated. For the next 5 months, it's no isolation. You will be overwhelmed by the kind of people you meet, the kind of friends you meet, the kind of environment that you're into. You will also see that at this point of time, your, we can say, gains will come through a lot of humanitarian service also. You may get a lot of opportunities to do humanitarian service. You may do a lot of opportunity to do something for your friends, and they may also do it in return for you, because their Saturn is also retrograde. You may actually be able to, what goal you have not been able to complete in the first half, at this point of time in the next 5 months you'll be able to complete those goals without any delays. That's the best aspect. And this is the time of setting another goals. Like, if you're accomplishing your goal in next 3 to 4 months, in this period you make another goal and accomplish in next 2 3 months. Like before 11th of December, make bigger goals, push yourself and achieve everything. That's the nature of this transit at this point of time. So overall, if you see, you're going to get a lot of help from your friends. Your fear is going away. There is possibility of reconstruction. There is possibility of movement. There's possibility of buying and selling of properties, buying and selling of vehicles. That's going to be in your favor. And obviously, the monetary aspect of your life improves, which is the most important aspect. Okay, all the very best. There is only one thing that you need to be very careful, is that because Saturn in the second house in retrograde motion sometimes can show you, or sometimes you can commit and go back on it. So don't make commitment unless and until you're 100% sure about making a commitment. Like I make a commitment right now that I'm going to be making another video, that is Saturn in Pisces retrograde, but not in Pisces, in Revati nakshatra also, how it does behave in Revati nakshatra in retrogration. I have so many charts, I've done so much research, and I've spoken. In fact, I called so many people to ask that your Saturn is in Revati in this Mahadasha I see. It was in 1994. What happened? So I was just trying to understand that what in reality Saturn is doing. And that research I'm going to publish. So just make sure that you subscribe, you do not, so that you do not miss it. And I do not miss you. So subscribe right now. Free, man, free. You're getting free gyan. You're listening to a person and you don't want to subscribe. And those who have subscribed, thank you so much. But you don't want to, and then you think ki banda banate jaye. You should keep making. No help, no support. This is not justice. Okay? Just kidding. Huh? Enjoy. All the best. Pisces. Now, for all the Pisces ascendant people, we will see that Saturn is retrograde in your ascendant only. So your ascendant is very heavy, very, very heavy. What was happening to Aquarius 2 years ago, now it's happening to you. Now you will see that here, the whole life pattern, everything, your life, your efforts, your karma, your partnerships, everything has, from last March 29th of 2025 till now, everything has become very, very relaxed or shanta, we can say. But if you see now, when Saturn becomes retrograde, the energy becomes inward. And if you see in the beginning of the video, I've also done a small story up to understand why Saturn got why planets got retrograde in the first sense. Planets were never retrograde. They were always direct. Lord Shiva, to help Lord Shiva, they did it, and you will understand the story there. Now with Saturn in the first house, first of all, from the last 1.5 year, you have been trying to understand or determine what is your true identity. Where the hell am I supposed to perform? Where the hell am I supposed to invest my time, my energy, my courage? Where do I do it? This time, that deep self evolution is now going to be, you know, absolutely that maturity or that clarity will be coming to you at this point of time. You will see that you are going to take a very big step to enhance or to make your public image very feeling like, from outside people will feel that you're very responsible at this point of time. You know, Saturn in the first house is the planet that also gives longevity to your thoughts. First house is thoughts, first house is your brain where ideas come. So it's your thought, and the thought, when you tweak it, it becomes creative. That is the fifth house. And then thought and that idea, when it is creative and it is now, so first is milk, second is, the first house is called milk, the second house is called the flavor, and the third house is called the, what do you call, the final product. Sorry, the ninth house is called the final product. The 1, 5 and 9, that's why they are called one of the best houses. Now here you will see that because Saturn, the placement is good, very nice. But when it comes to aspects, Saturn's aspect are the most important. Because of the third aspect putting on the third house, you must have seen that over past few months, last few months, your effort would not be absolutely recognized. Your communication was going, hey, like left, right, and center. You may try to say something, things may come different. You may try to say something, things may be different. That's the nature of this period that is going on. You will see that communication related lots of issues you are facing, sometimes with siblings also, sometimes with friends also. And because it has returned at this point of time and Saturn experienced by coming to the ascendant, it may now disappear also, because Saturn is now pulling all that energy inward. It gives you your free will, it does not give you delay, it gives you recognition, it gives your communication value, it gives your siblings, your friends, your surrounding, your neighbors kind of trust in you. You know, when you are doing so much of hard work, 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 and finally you surrender and you say, okay, let it go, man, I am done. If it is supposed to come, it will come. It is not supposed to come, it will not come. This is that phase where the energy says, okay, you have done it, okay, take it. That's the nature of this period. When it comes to your Saturn's transit here, after Saturn transited last year, your writing, your speaking, your communication, any kind of communication, any kind of actions you're doing, any kind of courage you show, any kind of initiative you show, any kind of technical ability that you have, you show that, to use that, everything was under the scanner of Saturn. And when it is under the scanner of someone, you actually tend to make more mistakes. If someone is watching, continuously you're doing something and someone is watching, so you're like, okay, why this? You get distracted. That's what distraction. Now, this is the time there's no distraction because Saturn is putting the energy inward, retrograde. So there is no distraction. So it takes energy there and says, okay, do what you want. When I come back, I will see what have you done. That's the nature of this period. So try to make sure that every action that can be done and that was not, you know, done in the right way, revisit them, redo it. You will see that now it has happened much more better. Saturn does not only have this aspect, Saturn is an aspect on the seventh house as well. Now, the seventh house aspect is the aspect where Saturn's eyes are on relationships. And when Saturn came here from 29th of March till now, the relationship trials, it actually brings you into a lot of confusion, sometimes a lot of communication issues, sometimes a lot of partnership issues, ego clashes, delays. Like you're trying to expect something from your spouse or from your business partner, and you're expecting never happens. Then they are expecting something from you and you're not able to fulfill. That's the nature of this placement of Saturn. And that's where comes the happy news. The happy news is that because of this placement and because of all the challenges that you're going through, Saturn is pulling that energy inward. So this time you may see that soul contracts will unfold. You will start seeing that, okay, this is not only a partnership, but this is a part of my soul, part of my journey. Then you will have a different perspective to work towards it. So you'll not see partner as an opportunity, you'll see partner as a responsibility. That's the clarity that we require in our mind so that we can actually progress. You will also see at this time spouses who may be appearing very cold and not giving you too much of interest and not giving you too much of what you say, not giving you too much of weight, will start giving you some importance. And then you will feel much better that, oh, I have a place here, I have something to be talked about, I'm important. That's how you feel here then. Saturn also looks at seventh house, all the contracts that you have been trying to sign for a very long period of time. That I want to sign this contract, I want to go here, and then that also comes into surface now, and you are able to sign nice contracts, great contracts, long-term contracts without any delays. And sometimes old contracts may resurface. That okay, old. There is one contract that was talking in March. Now suddenly they come up and say, "Oh, you know what we were discussing? Now we want to go ahead with you." And you'll say, "Oh my God, let's go, let's do this." Beautiful. Saturn's another aspect, that is a 10th aspect, is going on career goals. The career may have realigned in a lot many way from last March 2025, and it is going to continue to realign now, but in a more positive giving way. See, Saturn, whenever gets retrograde, now those people who do not have a job, etc., they suddenly start getting jobs. They suddenly start getting a lot of job opportunities. They suddenly get a lot of opportunities related to business also. And sometimes their public image suddenly turns out to be very, very important. So career goals that required serious alignment and you have done it, now you wait for the rewards. You will say that you are going to take a very massive responsibility of your public image. Your career becomes a very peak point because that is the place where Saturn wants you to do a karma at this point of time, because it's the 10th aspect. So your karma is going to be much more aligned. You are going to be much more responsible. You will get power, you will get rank, you will get status, you will get justice in your career if you have been currently struggling in those areas. It's overall one of the best transits of Saturn that I feel is happening for you. In that's retrograde. Retrograde Saturn is much more better than a direct Saturn. Direct Saturn is direct look. Retrograde Saturn is okay. I'm inward. I am in my daydreaming. I don't know what you're doing. When I come, I will see. So you will see that this is a time that if you are excellent time for fasting, because Saturn is in the second house, so your fasting will be very good. It is excessive time for what you call any kind of yogic practices, self study, karma. We can even say related to those who are in the field of speaking, those who are actually feeling very not confident in speaking from the last 1 year. You may start seeing a lot of progress in you. Those people who are feeling very what you call, like overall every aspect of your life is going to become much more useful, much more depth oriented. You may emerge in this point of time very stronger, wiser, and more grounded and more accepting. I told you, na, it is a time that it is not something that will be like, oh, this is my right. It is going to be, this is my responsibility, is what the feeling that you will have in your mind. Okay, so this is Saturn in Pisces in retrograde motion, but this is not all. I am also doing Saturn in retrograde motion in Revati nakshatra, and I will be posting that video very soon. So I want you to subscribe. Please subscribe so that you are there with me. I can make continuous videos because of your motivation only. I will make video. And otherwise, why should I make? I will talking to myself or what? So subscribe so that the next video that is coming, Saturn in Revati in retrograde, has a deeper meaning of that element, that I am going to be retrograde in my uncle's nakshatra, Saturn's uncle. Pushan Devta is a solar deity and Saturn's uncle. So here you will have a great, beautiful understanding of that also. All the very best. Thank you and have a great time from 27th of July till 11th of December with this retrograde Saturn. I will see you soon in some next video. Till the time we meet again, I would like to wish everyone Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma Lakshmi, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.